Alright, I'm going to keep trying to retake this video because I don't want it to make a real long video for a couple particular people to answer your questions. I don't want to be. I had to keep retaking this video. I don't want it to wander in other things. I want to just keep it questions about the side split, and then all the other subjects, could be separate later. But I don't want to make a real long video. Give you a basic idea, and maybe other videos, right? But anyway, other than that, I would suggest me coming over there and seeing you, or vice versa, and we do a recorded podcast where you'd ask me some kind of questions, and I would answer and demonstrate. But since we don't have that, I'm just going to do a small video and get to it. Since you're a truck driver, I did some construction work and different things, and I was around trucks and did a lot of construction stuff, but especially if you're a truck driver, I'm talking to a couple of you should have this. Take advantage of any instrument that you have. It can be littler than this, or it can be larger. Larger or heavier pry bars, it all matters. And it revolves around wearing steel-toed boots. I mean, in some occupations and different things where you're not always home, you're not going to have your athletic shoes, so I operate on a different set of rules for that reason, and take advantage of everything from hammers to solid metal objects of different sizes, and it don't matter what texture the concrete you're working on is. It could be this real rough concrete or smoother concrete. It can be even a lot with gravel in it, and then you do finger push-ups between that. Find a way to dang do it, you know what I mean? But this was basically phase one of your splits. That's why I say, unlike other people, if you're not ready for smooth floor, I teach the opposite. So you can stand like this. Maybe you don't want to slide your feet and do it in socks because you might hurt yourself. I say before you use smooth floor, and like I said, where you might be, you don't have smooth floor. I worked at a place called Ardex, which they polished the warehouse floor with a big machine that they ride on, it actually got really slippery, almost like, you know how it polishes the concrete and your feet will slide. But I say use some kind of concrete where, say, you won't move, okay? And then with or without an object, to steady yourself or whatever, too. If you want to venture into going, more beyond this, you know what I'm saying? And this revolves around push-ups. Either like this, or like this closer, with or without an instrument. We'll use an instrument like this. It actually helps you, and everything you do, whether work or anything else, put it that way. A lot of reasons to read between the lines where do bare knuckle push-ups with and without an instrument in your hands. You know what I mean? So, you'd be like this, like this, like farther apart or closer together. You do cobra pose with it, or do a little bit of this, jump back up, then back down again. You've got to have a thing where you can, try to loosen things up like this a little bit. Don't commit to a total split where you're going to be going, and then you get stuck and it's harder to get back up. My opinion, it don't always have to really hurt like they say for you to achieve it. Matter of fact, you should be, when you're first doing it, it seemed to me that instead of putting yourself through pain, if you're doing even something like this, and going like this, if you're feeling some relief, concentrate on that first. Say you only get this far. You go like this, you might feel some relief in the back hamstrings over there, because I was trying to say in text to some of you guys that when that's real tight, you can be on your feet all the time and you get severe back aches, and then you're lifting stuff. There's other issues I talked about where you can a little bit of time be having compressed vertebrae there. So there's some things you should do a little something that kind of pulls that out, you know. Act, you know, kind of act like a cat. Like, even if you go like this, I mean, like you're doing a wider downward dog. On the flat hands, tricep push-ups. So this turns into this. And I got these pants, I got to be careful I don't rip all that too. But, so you could be like this, do a whole bunch of push-ups. And say if you're not that advanced in flexibility yet, you'll start getting used to it when you do a bunch of push-ups, you know, a little bit at a time. And then don't just do the push-ups, move back like this, then down like this, and back, try to have the heels of your boots. Okay, so when you're not that advanced in it, it's going to look a little like this. You're basically evolving from downward dog. Bend that back a little bit. So you're going from this to this, do some push-ups, lean back, go like this, come back up. And see, the reason why I say to do push-ups is, say, when you're kind of not quite into the split, you want to be able to push yourself up. If you want, you can use something like a block where you're up this high and then use maybe a couple bricks or something and push yourself up. You don't need those plastic yoga mats or yoga blocks. People that worked as truck drivers or worked in warehouses or out in construction places, you don't use that shit. There's plenty of shit around that you can do it anyway. And you're not going to have your weight benches, you're not going to have your athletic shoes, you're going to have some kind of work boots. And your thing you're doing should incorporate into there and not stop you from being able to do some of the things you need to do. You know, it should kind of be in harmony with it, so to speak. So it shouldn't be a thing where somebody would fire you for it. If it's done right, it enhances your ability to do such thing. And like I said, you don't got time for the gym. You don't got time to put on your athletic shoes. Maybe your extra time, maybe you want to watch some TV by the time you get home after you take a shower and eat supper, your day shot. This is your answer. Okay, so like I'm telling you, say you're going to get this far, act like you don't want to get any more flexible. But yeah, I'm going to save it for another video, other influences I had doing this too that I was observing. I'm not going to go on and on about that right now, because that'll be a long video already. This might be too long. So, you got this far. We're going to go like this now. A little more like this. Little more, little more, little more. Now you're here. Okay, now you're here. Go like this. And hold it. And you do this, or this, or this, and this. And there you go. And there's also the other thing I forgot to tell you how to do it. Say you're only even in this, you got more flexible like this. You can do this. Get things all loosened up. Then you can do things like this. And down, and up, 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 and come back up. And then you do a lot of this, just to get yourself primed up in the beginning, of course. And do my version of a crow's pose, which is just like sitting on the ground when you don't have a chair. And it all kind of works together in a rather cool way. So, there you have it.